Hello, YouTube family. I am coming on because Spirit says, hey, there's something to say. All right. Let's talk a little bit about 5D consciousness. And the reason being is because today there was a big shift, okay? I feel it. I feel it in my head, and my kids feel it big time, big time. And it's almost, I can compare it to when I first woke up almost, okay? So when I first had my Kundalini awakening, it was very, very powerful. It was like living in a dream, all right? And so that's how I'm starting to feel, is detached myself more and more from what they call reality. Even though I'm not, right? I'm very much so here, very much so well aware. It's just my head feels very, very, very much so like it's just in another world. Okay, so that's the best way to describe it. All right, so fifth dimensional reality is more where you work from the inside out, not the outside in. Okay, we work with less resistance. Where you have resistance, you will cause muck in the force, basically, is the best way to describe that. Okay, and so beware of what you're putting your energy into, and only come from the heart space. If something doesn't feel good for you to do, please do not do it. Now is the time to definitely listen to that. And I don't care if it's job related, I don't care if it's relationship related, I don't care if it's anything. If it's not feeling right, I would look into it or exactly go a different way. And so that's that. And when you rise in consciousness, we have to learn to do things differently, okay? And we've mentioned that many times over. Don't get stuck on losing loved ones. Don't get stuck on what might be to come, because then it's going to cause you to stay back where you don't want to go. Okay, so if you're aware of the ascension, you're supposed to ascend. You designed it. You came here to be here for this. All right, so that's Spirit's message there too. So since most of us are aware now, I feel like there's a lot of us going, right? We just want normalcy. And they're saying let go of that, because what was normal was fake. Okay, and so there's that message. Something's coming for sure. There's definitely been a shift. It's like rising. The best way they're showing me to describe this, it's like we went from one plane to 3 more higher. Does that make sense? Even though it's 5th dimension, right? But we went from one energetic field to about 3 more higher. That's the best way I can explain that. To where as people, as us, we're going to understand it. Another thing, when I asked God, he presented a video to me from the Pleiadian Council, and they were talking about, how right now, for those of us who are ascending, especially if you did my pyramid, you're ahead of the game. If you did my pyramid activation and healings, you're ahead of everybody else on this planet. And that is the truth, as far as ascending into those higher energies. Okay, and so what Spirit showed me is that it can feel like we are not understanding our world any further, not understanding ourselves any further. And they're saying that's okay. The best thing to do is just sit in meditation right now. Allow your body to ascend. Allow things to occur in which they're going to occur. We cannot control them against what's going to happen. So our old ways was, well, I'm going to control my environment. And if you try to do that too much right now, you could muck things up. Okay. Again, nobody knows what the event is, right? I feel like it's multiple events all rolled up into one big one in the end. So just be mindful of that. I'm preparing for weather here. There's stuff everywhere. You can't really escape these things right now. But remember, not everybody's going to die. That goes from my message yesterday. Okay? So for whatever reason, all these are coming through. It's very positive changes, you guys. It's not negative. These are beautiful things, even if it's confusing and we don't understand it. Okay, I've already, like I said, had to accept that I have to let my kid go if he's not willing to ascend as well. Do you want to go backwards or do you want to go forwards? Who do you wish to anchor? What energy do you wish to anchor into? I myself am choosing to ascend. I'm not going to not ascend. I am supposed to ascend. And I have in my heart space that those who are going to come with me are going to come with me. Okay, and so that's also Spirit's message is, even though you may not understand things right now, even though things may feel so foreign, you're not quite sure how to even walk in your skin anymore, sit back and relax. It's all purposeful and meaningful, and all of your answers will be shown soon. Okay? So that's Spirit's message. All of your answers will be shown soon. Again, what is soon? Okay, so that was the other message they're showing me right now is let go of time. Time was a limited control concept. So if you're trying to hold on to limited time, again, you're anchoring into the wrong reality. You have to let go of time. Time is all energetic, okay? It is a hard concept to understand as far as letting go of time, but we've got to let go of time. Let go of the old ways, the old constructs. It's the moment where we are to do that now, okay? So that's their message there. Time is a dangerous thing to hold on to. Do not sit there and count the time. Do not sit there and wonder when things are going to happen. Do not sit there and think about time. Let it go. Other than making sure you're appointed, like I've got a healing session, so I've got to make sure I'm on time for that, right? But I don't anchor into time necessarily. I'm not sitting here anchoring into, this is supposed to happen then. Why isn't it? That kind of stuff. And don't get frustrated that things haven't shifted according to your time. All right, that's Spirit's message. 1. They're saying 4 of these. Still using the masculine moon deck. I call these masculine because they do have more masculine energy. 3. I have my feminine moon deck, which is in my box, and so I do have a different one. 4 that has more feminine energy. So they want 4 moon cards and then a Lumeria without looking at them. So it's not like it's going to clarify those. It's going to be added on. So let me shuffle this deck really quick. Oh, I love it when the decks are bigger than my hands. All right, Spirit, show me what Lumeria card we need today for the collective. Big shift in consciousness. I can feel it. I can feel the shift, okay? And again, if you've done the pyramids workshops with me, I don't care what other healer, we did a different one than anybody else. So if you did them with me, you're feeling more than anybody else, more than most on this planet. So just be mindful of that. It's all beautiful, purposeful, and it's a beautiful, beautiful shift. Stay out of fear. All people need to do is decide that the world we were once living in is false, okay? That's it. And if they can't, it wasn't their time to ascend. There's nothing we can do about that. All right, they're wanting 2 of those, front to back. Okay, so let's see what these all say for the collective for today. And I'm going to be doing another guided meditation soon. Okay, so just make space for that. A new romantic cycle begins. Okay, a new romantic cycle begins. So a new form of love is entering our space. This may not be physical or external. This may be internal as well, is what I'm hearing. But making way for new lights of love to enter. So as we raise in consciousness, we have the ability to let in new forms of light. Okay, this is new relationships. This is new ways of loving ourselves. All of these are available to you if you're willing to pay attention and let them in. All right, so that's part 1. New forms of light are coming in. New romantic cycles beginning. So for those who broke up with their last loved ones, may have a new one coming in, and so on. Old, out with the old, in with the new is what I'm hearing. Okay, adjustments are required. Remember, the biggest adjustment is what are you anchoring into at all times. Okay, make sure you are aware of that. Don't be worried about who's going with you and who's not. If you are so worried, just put light in their heart space, but be careful where you anchor into. Would you want to anchor in and stay behind for those that don't wish to ascend? Would you really, if you were meant to ascend? So be mindful of that. Be mindful of what your thoughts are. Be mindful of your actions every day. Spirit is saying it is very imperative to meditate right now. It is super important to be taking the space and time out. Again, that word time, right? Taking a moment in form. How about that? Let's take a moment in form to sit with self every day. Sit with source. That's how you do it. Remember, they're not external. He's internal. So be mindful of that, okay? Please be meditating. Adjustments are needed to your diet, to your mental state, and to your spiritual connections all around. And that's the best way to get through this time frame. Oh my gosh, okay. And again, these, all right? So show the world the real you. Do not hesitate in that. Otherwise, you could be hurting somebody else as well as yourself. It's no longer a time to, they're going to judge me. It's judgment day, basically, right? Like, that's what Spirit's telling me. Who cares if they're judging you? Because right now, they need to be judging where their energy is going and where they wish to anchor into. Because remember, like I said yesterday, Judgment Day is not what people think it is. Judgment Day is where you're putting your energy is going to determine your reality. So whatever you have chosen to anchor into within this last few months, really, within this last up to 6 months, has helped shape where you're going to go. Okay? So please continue to show the world a real you. Please continue to be honest with yourself and constantly giving out your beauty and light, because that's what's going to make your reality coming forward into the new energies. That's how you separate third dimension from fifth dimension. Third dimension was controlled. It was certain things you were expected to do. Fifth dimension, you're not expected to do anything except for come from your heart space. That's how you create your reality. All right, and it's time to take action. If something's coming up for you to do it, do it. You don't have time. Let go of time. Time is a big thing coming up right now, okay? Time is a false concept designed to keep you controlled and limited. All right? Time is a false concept, and so we're getting out of time. And if your instincts, your tummy, your solar plexus, your dreams are telling you to do something, do it now. It's probably a test. It's probably a way to anchor in. It's probably a way to see where you need to go. It's also probably to help you design your future coming forward through this ascension process. Do you understand? Okay. So again, let go of time. Take action now. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't make these up. Okay, so they also had me pull the Myriad cards, and I'm like about blown out of my seat as I'm looking at these. New blueprints. I told you when I came on in the beginning of the message that there's been a shift. There was a shift as of 2 o'clock this morning. I woke up feeling it. There was a shift. My head is not the same. I'm already in the next dimension. Basically, I know that's hard to understand for some of you, but it's true. Okay, so new blueprints, new life is being created as we speak. So where are you anchoring into? Be mindful of that. New ways of doing things. These are all going to be new and foreign. So everybody on this planet is going to have some form of, what is this? How do I deal with this? This is, so again, it's like that in between where we're not quite able to understand our reality at this point because it's all new, okay? And so be mindful of that. New blueprints are coming forth. New ways of being, new ways of living are very much so relevant today. And then you'll never guess the next card I pulled. Mt Shasta, okay? What I tell you about Mt Shasta, I cleared every soul out of Mt Shasta and all the contracts that were placed in Mt Shasta and all the blood that was shed in Mt Shasta. And I told you there's been a shift. Be weary of your environment, for it's just time. Do you understand? It's just time is what they're telling me. And again, what is time? What is time? There's movement in the shift. Let's just put it that way. Okay, Mt Shasta is becoming, it's been a whole, entwined with this whole purpose. All right, Mt Shasta is in California. So just be mindful of your environment. Okay. I'm trying to see what this one it's just be mindful of your environment. There's changing occurring. That's what they're saying. There's light codes. So yeah, the best way I could say this one is there is movement within the earth, and we need to always just constantly being mindful of where you're putting your energy towards, because we can't undo what's been done, okay? And there's nothing to be afraid of, right? It's not your time to go unless you chose to anchor into that place, okay? So be mindful of that. Be aware of Mt Shasta today. For whatever reason, this card is really talking to me in many ways. Actual Mt Shasta. I did work there. It's no joke. I undid all of Mt Shasta. Do you hear me? And I wasn't aware of what I was doing at the time. That was back on November 11th, by the way, where I did Mt Shasta cleared. And I have that on my board. November 11th, 2020 is when I cleared Mt Shasta. Okay, and I pulled this card for that workshop. And so the fact that this is coming up now tells me everything I need to know. Are you hearing me? Beware. Pay attention to your surroundings. Yeah, it's just coming into that moment in time. Okay, let go of the word time. I know I keep using it. It's coming to that space in energetic form. Okay? So it's just anchoring into love and light. Just continue doing that. Continue showing light into the people that you love, because there's one more chance for everybody to wake up. Okay? Do you hear me? There's another chance for everybody to wake up. And so it's not over till it's over, right? It's not like everything's said and done already. People still have a time to wake up and say, this is not the reality I wish to stay in. Right? They don't have to be as connected as I am to ascend. That's nuts. They just have to be aware of which reality they wish to anchor into. And I will say this again. November 11th, 2020, Mount Shasta was cleared by me. Here we are today, 3/12/2021, and I'm pulling the Mount Shasta card for the second time ever. These are the only 2 times I've pulled that card. Okay? So hear me when I tell you there is movement in the ascension today. It's in the energy field. And I told you that right when I got in. I felt it at 2 o'clock this morning. I feel it in my head. All right? So here's your heads up before everybody else. All right, you guys? So be mindful. Just be ready. I went and got ready because we're expected to get, who knows how much snow here, up to 5 to 10 feet they're talking about. I don't believe it till I see it. But, just know that no matter where you go, you can't escape what's coming. Okay? Not everybody's in danger. Not everybody's going to perish. Everybody stop the fear. I feel a lot of fear. There's no reason to fear. Be in love. Be excited. This was predetermined when you got here. You signed up for it for a reason. You're supposed to either ascend, or the only biggest issue Spirit wants to say is please don't fall back because you feel bad for others. That's their choice and it's your choice. Don't make yourself suffer because others choose not to go at this time. Do you understand what I'm saying? I have to do the same. Okay? I have to do the same. When you ascend, you learn that energy is energy. Energy is always movement. We connect on the other side. It's something you have to accept. That's just a new form of being. We let things be more free and flow in 5th dimension and beyond. Okay? And it's a hard shift. It is a hard shift. And that's what the new blueprints is referring to. It's a hard shift into a different reality we still don't fully understand. Okay? All right. So that's today's message. Going forward, to be, again, divine timing, not our timing. We don't know exactly when all this Mount Shasta is referencing for time. Okay, let go of time. Adjustments, make sure you're adjusting where you're putting your energy and thoughts, not into fear, not into worrying about others necessarily. Just keep planting seeds and keep moving forward. Action is required, okay? And allow the world to see the real you, all right? And then what was this one? Oops, sorry. A new romantic cycle begins. Okay, so new forms of love are coming in, all right? And so as we ascend, your relationships must ascend too. If you're not supposed to ascend with that person, then know the one you're supposed to ascend with is going to be coming forward as well as we go into these new energies, all right? So don't worry. No worries. Ride the ride. It's a beautiful, energetic ascension ride. We'll call it the Ascension Warrior Ride. Okay? All right. So much love to all of you, and keep your mind out for the next guided meditation coming today. Bye.